Hi, Rocket Traders. Welcome to another interview. We are here today with Steve, a USA trader. He has withdrawn 8.7K, I think, and he's been trading 6 months with Rocket. So how you doing? How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
How did you get to the level to have a withdrawal of 8K?
So, in the beginning, it's obviously a lot of just having discipline in trading, sitting down in front of the computer, learning your strategy properly, taking the steps and not breaking your strategy is very, very important. And the big thing that turned me from, I guess, non-profitable to profitable was being very patient because I am a swing trader. So it takes maybe one or two trades a week in order to for the profit to come in, for the trade to work out. So when I was journaling my logs, when I first was not profitable, I noticed that I was taking almost 10 trades a week. So I just completely, took a break. I stopped trading for a little bit. I reset my mind, and then I went back probably a couple months later and just started trading properly. Just being very patient, disciplined, only taking 1 to 2 trades a week in order to be profitable. That was my changing point.
Yeah, so the key of your success is to keep calm, do things great, and have a real control about all your trading, all your mindset, and journal everything, right?
Yeah, journaling was probably the most important part, because if you have nothing to look back on, then you don't know what you're doing wrong. And it's
So,
important to keep track of, how you're progressing and what mistakes you're making if you do want to make progress and turn profitable.
exactly. What do you do to stay emotionally balanced during operations? And this is an important question because you tell me you do swing trading, so your emotions maybe can be your worst enemy during the pursuit of the operation. So how you manage that?
So the way to manage emotions, which I have learned, is to kind of somewhat distract yourself when you're in a trade. So I do my analysis on Saturdays for the coming week, and I choose my top, 4 or 5 pairs, whatever it may be. And once I am in a trade, let's say Monday or Tuesday, I try to not look at the charts. I don't want to stay on top of it all the time. I try to just distract myself. I'll do something else. I'll, go get food, whatever it may be. If you don't look at the charts, it'll help you because if you're too much focused on it, it's going to make you think that you're in a good position or you're in a bad position. You'll take profits maybe too early, or you'll get too much anxiety if you're in the negative. So for me, it was just very important to kind of distract myself once I'm in a trade and just let the trade run to either its stop loss or take profit, because I know in the long run that's where I'll succeed over time,
Mm.
not just on one single trade.
I like that advice because I use the same thing during my trades. I get distracted. I go read. I go to see some YouTube on the TV.
Hmm.
Don't look at the charts and do whatever you want. And it's the P, and it's a stop loss. It's a stop loss. So nice. I
Exactly.
like it. Okay. So have your emotions ever affected an operation? And what did you learn from that case?
So yeah, when early on when I kind of started, my emotions were very impactful on my trading. One thing that I was doing a lot was I would enter a trade, and since I was watching the trades too much, I would be changing where my stop loss was and where my take profits were. So now I have it to the point where I set my stop loss, I do not touch it, and that's the final draw. The moment I place the trade, the stop loss is set. I'm not touching that stop loss anymore. But back then, what I would do is I'd be like, oh well, I could move my stop loss here because it might bounce off of this point, and then I'll drag it back down to break even. And then, it just keeps on changing. And you notice that you're changing your position now 4 or 5 times a day because you're just too much involved. It's good to be passionate and persistent about it, but when you're too much into the charts, it's going to negatively affect you.
Absolutely. And I make the same mistake when I started. So I moved my stop loss, I moved the break even, I put it in break even, and I put it back in the stop loss because it was coming to close my operation. So that's something that I think it happens with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't put her focus on control that, and that's maybe one of the most common things that make people non-profitable. So I like to say that. And the next questions is how do you improve your discipline while trading?
So I would say the way to improve your discipline while trading, the way that I improved my discipline was making it your lifestyle. Having your
Mm-hmm.
life also kind of merge and mesh well with trading is what's important. So staying consistent in the gym, making sure you're reading a book, keeping your mind active, continuously learning throughout your day, even when it's not trading related. I've read a few books now on trading psychology or just general psychology in general, how to make your mind more disciplined. And then going to the gym, of course, if you have a strong body, you're going to have a strong mind as well. So keeping that is very, very important to me. And that definitely helped my discipline while trading as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%. What do you do to recover after a loss?
So once I experience a loss, I'll basically either one, completely stop trading for the week. I'll just call it even there, and then come back next week with a fresh mind, fresh start. Or two, what I'll do is I'll journal it. I'll go back into the trade maybe on the weekend and I'll review what maybe I might have done wrong or what I could have done better. Even on some trades, they're going to have perfect setups, but it's still going to hit your stop loss. But you have to understand that it's okay. It's okay to have some losses and it's not the end of the world. You can't have 100% win rate. It's going to go up and down. So just making sure that you're not over trading and you're being consistent with your strategy, that's most important. And just coming with a fresh mind every single week.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I personally don't understand this question. So I'm going to explain myself and I'm going to say you what says here, okay? So
Okay.
because the question is, do you have a retirement plan as a trader? Okay, and I think the question goes like, if you do you have a plan when you do your withdrawals and with your funded account? So I don't know exactly the question because, I'm going to explain you, okay?
Mhm.
If I translate it from Spanish to English, it says if you have a withdrawal plan every time you have a withdrawal, and if I translate it, it says if you have a retirement, like in the future, a retirement plan. So I
Oh,
don't know if
because
you have a retirement plan,
I think
You're
there's
too
a
young to have a retirement plan.
yeah. So yeah, because I've seen the Rocket 21 posts, and whenever someone has a big withdrawal, they say I think it's Retiró or something like that. It's like retired,
Yes.
and I think that translates to kind of like withdrawal.
Yeah, I know, but that's because I'm
Yeah,
explaining you what it says. Okay,
yeah, it's like
so
weird how it's like retired. So
okay,
yeah, I'm not
so
retiring,
do you have
but
a plan every time you have a withdrawal?
so for my first withdrawal, it was simply to just prove to myself that this is legit, like this is going to really work out. This is not something that's a scam or this is not some weird, whole Ponzi scheme. This is legit, it hit my bank account and that was like eye-opening. I was like, wow, wait, this is
This
real.
works.
Yeah, definitely. This works. So my second payout, I held some trades a little bit longer. I was kind of pushing the limits. That's when I was able to withdraw about $8,000. Then that's when the excitement really starts to kick in when you see a lot more. So at that point, I knew I have to still be patient, but I knew this is legit. This is not some scam. This is going to be some real profits that I can put extra in my pocket now.
Okay, nice. And you understand that your time that you put trading, all of the time that you have put on trading worth the sacrifice now that you have all your withdrawals and you are doing great.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was like, so I've been learning Forex for about a little over a year now. So
Mm.
in the beginning, I knew it was going to take a long time, but I was learning it every single day. After my classes, after work, I would come back, I would watch YouTube videos, I would study everything I can. I would journal my trades. And now after, a whole year of basically every single day learning this field, it's finally paying off. And it's very, very rewarding to finally feel that.
Exactly. The next question is, how do you prepare financially for your retirement? So for your withdrawals, if you do something special every time you have a withdrawal, or the mindset you have, or something.
I would say that for me to manage my emotions for my withdrawals, it helps me stay consistent when I know I'm going to win in the long run. So, even if I'm on a funded account, maybe I'm a little negative, that's okay because I'm going to win in the long run. I know that just if I continue to trade consistently, then I'll get past the threshold and I'll be able to have more withdrawals. It's not a specific number that I'm shooting for every single withdrawal. It's just more about how well well have I traded, and is this a good time to pull out into my own personal account to trade on at this point?
Mm.
Yeah, there's no like specific threshold or anything. It's just about once I am in profits, do I think it's a good time where I'll be able to put this into my personal account, or should I continue trading on this account for another, 1, 2, 3 weeks to get more profits before withdrawing?
Okay, I like that. I like that. You said this before, but do you think it's important to balance trading with other interests, other things?
Yes, it's super important to make sure your trading is also balanced very well with your life outside of trading. As I said before, it's very important to stay consistent in the gym. Having a strong body gives you a very strong mind. Making sure you're reading some material every once in a while. Doesn't have to be daily, but something that's going to help you improve. And also the people you surround yourself with is very, very important. You want to make sure
Absolutely.
that you have people that not only support you, but are as eager for success as you are. Being part of groups, being part of maybe a Discord or something is very cool, because having a community like Rocket 21 can be really good to just mash together all of our skills and just push for success.
Exactly. Love it. Love it. As you said, make your trading a lifestyle. So I think it's the key to this question, right?
Mm.
And let me think of personal questions. I think it's going to be better. And the
Was
thing
it kind of
is,
just how to be successful like with a challenge and funded account kind of? Like what's the step?
I was going to say, what is your advice to all the traders that are in the process to get your first withdrawal, and what words do you have for them?
So
Yeah.
I would say that it's very important to stay consistent with your risk management. Being able to only risk 0.5%, 1%, maybe 2% max. But whatever number you choose, you want to stay consistent with it. So for me in my challenge, I believe it was 1 to 1.5% every single trade. I did not change that number. That
Mm.
just proves not only to me, but also to everybody that you have to be consistent in order to be profitable. So once if you're trading 1%, you need 8% to pass the first challenge or so. Then, you need at least maybe 2 or 3 trades. That's all it takes in order to pass the first challenge. Then the second step is 5%. It only takes 1 or 2 trades in order to pass that challenge. So being consistent is very important, having good risk management, and only trading maybe 1%, 2% max for every single trade. And once you do receive that funded account, there's no reason why it should change. It should still be the same thing, 1% at most, 2% at most, whatever that number is. You're still just trading consistently exactly like you did during the challenge phase.
Exactly. So it's easier than it looks, but you have to get your mindset ready to do every time the same thing, and don't break your rules, and stay consistent in
Mhm.
important things. So okay, the last thing is final message to the Rocket community. What do you want to say to the Rocket community?
I would say be disciplined, be patient. Patience is probably, in my opinion, the most important thing for trading, especially when it comes to challenges and receiving a funded account. You have to understand that it's not going to happen in 1 week, right? It's going to happen maybe over a month or 2 months. Rocket 21 has unlimited amount of time for you to pass these challenges. So you should take advantage of that and just be disciplined and be patient.
Exactly. So beautiful. Thank you so much for the interview, and have a great day.
Thank you.